Hello everyone, welcome to EnableEdge. In this project, we have built an automated UI testing framework using Playwright for .NET, NUnit as the test runner, and Allure for reporting. The goal of this framework is to provide scalable, maintainable, and reliable automated testing for our web applications. We have structured the framework with page object model (POM) for clean separation of UI interactions, configuration management with specific with app settings.json, as you can see here, and testconfig.cs, where we have declared all the variables that we will be using later on. Allure reports to visualize execution result in a clear and user-friendly way. Now for the login tests. The login module is a critical part of any web application, so validating it thoroughly is essential. We've implemented three main test cases here. The first test case, verify login page accessibility. In this test case, we ensure that the login page loads correctly and the login button is visible to the user. This is the function behind it, and here you can see these are the selectors. Now, next test case is verify login with valid credentials. We had entered the valid credentials in the test config as I had shown you earlier. So the logic behind this is we navigate to the login page, we enter the email and password and click on the login button. And we then wait to assert that we have logged in. We do so by checking the visibility of logout link, because once you have logged in, we can see the logout link instead of login. As you can see, here are the other functions in the login page. Yes, C#5. So the next test case, verify login with invalid credentials. This test checks the system's response when an incorrect detail is entered. We expect an error message, your email or password is incorrect. So here we have seen, we have hard-coded the values. These are the credentials that were used to already, uh, these are the credentials that are used that will provide an error. And here is the logic behind the functions. Get error message. Here we can see we wait for the presence of this CSS selector. Now when we run this test, you can see we will first verify the login page accessibility. The next test case, we verify login with valid credentials. And then last, we verify login with invalid credentials. As you can see, all three test cases have passed. Now let's move on to Signup Tests. This file contains two test cases, one for verifying a successful sign-up with valid data and another for checking sign-up with an already existing email. At the top, we see references to Allure, NUnit framework, and our page classes. This means that the tests are integrated with the Allure reporting framework and they rely on page object model. Inside the class signup test, we inherit base test just like in order test. We create two private variables, one for home page and one for the signup page. In the setup method, before each test runs, we initialize these page objects by passing in the page object. Test case, verify sign up with valid data. So in this test, we verify signing up with valid data. We begin by clicking the sign up button on the home page. This is the logic for it, and this is the selector. Once that is done, we enter this username. Here we have hard coded it as John. Then we generate a random email using our utility function. And this ensures each test run uses a fresh email and that this won't conflict with the existing accounts. We then click the sign up button to move on to the detailed registration form. On this form, we enter additional personal details, first name, last name, gender, password, date of birth. We also check the boxes for newsletter subscription, special offers. Finally, we click on create account. This is the function for it, and this is the selector behind it. We assert that account creation is done. We then click on continue and then we log out. Here is the logic behind those functions. Now our second test case, verify sign up with existing email. Here we check the behavior when signing up with an already registered email. So we expect to see an error message. Again, we start by clicking on the sign up button and we enter the name. And this time we enter a valid email. Uh, this one, this is already an email in use, and this should give us an error message when we try signing up with it with this. Now I'll try to run the test case. As you can see, we automatically fill in the details, create the account, and then delete the account. And then sign up with the existing email showed us the error. As you can see here, we have passed both the test cases. Hello everyone, in this video I'll walk you through the order test file in our Playwright C# automation framework. This file contains the end-to-end flow of placing an order in our test application. We will go test by test and I'll also highlight the important functions that are defined in the respective page classes. Here's the test class setup. Uh, you'll notice that we initialize all our page objects: home page, login page, sign up page, products page, view cards, checkout page, and payments page. We also declare a static string here. And this variable is important because it stores the ID of the product that we have added to the cart, and this is the ID that we later pass on to other functions. So this makes this entire process dynamic. The first is verify orders placed. We call the login page, navigate to, and we go to the login page. And we then enter valid credentials. I can show you. And then we enter the password, click on login button. I'll show you all four functions at once. Here you can see we have login page, navigate, enter email, enter password, and click on login. After that is done, we assert that is logged in is true. This is the function is logged in. We wait until the visibility of this element. So the next test case, final product and find product and add to cart. So in this test case, we move to the products page by calling the products page navigate to products page function. We then search for a product by name, in this case, dress. So we will see that once we run the test case that the product we added has the keyword dress in the identifier name. Then click add to cart button by name. We look through all the product card, batches the product based on the partial name and then clicks on add to cart button. Importantly, we also capture the product ID from the products attribute and store it in a static variable that I mentioned earlier. So that can be reused in data tests. After adding the product, we click on view cart in model, clicks on view cart, button inside the model pop-up. All these helper functions live in products page.cs. I'll show them to you. This is the page, products page C#. Here are the identifiers, and these are the functions. This is add product to cart, add cart, click add to cart by name. Here is the logic behind picking which product is selected. I'll show that to you. Here we pass partial product, and this is what we will look for. Here you can see if the product text contains the lower name, then we add that, and we and we return that value in a different function. As you can see here, we in product ID we store the get last selected product ID. This is the logic behind this function. Now in our next test case, we verify cart and proceed. We first check if the product we added is displayed in the cart by using viewCart page.isProduct displayed in pass product ID. So we are typecasting the product ID, making sure it is int, and passing it in this function. As I had already mentioned, this variable, this will be used in other functions as well. And then after that, this is disabled button value one is actually the quantity. So we assert that the quantity is one using this function, and then we click proceed to checkout. Here are the functions. This is the view cards page C# file. This product displayed using int product ID. Here is the logic. This is the locator, and this is how we check to make sure that the correct product ID is displayed. This disabled button value one. This is for the quantity, and finally click proceed to checkout once we have verified all three. So the next test case 9, verify checkout and proceed. So in this function, we verify the address. We had already logged in using these credentials, and these credentials are entered. I can show you here. Here you can see we have declared these values and inside these strings, and these strings were used while logging in, while signing up initially. And this is what we shall cross verify inside the checkout page. We then verify the product and quantity. We make sure that the product displayed is the same and the quantity is one. And then we click on place order. This is the checkout page. These are the selectors. The verify address button. Here, logic for name, logic for address. Here we basically make sure that the details present on the web page match what we had entered while signing up. Now our last and final test case, enter card details and proceed. So this is the last step in our ordering process. We will have to enter valid payment details and then confirm. Click pay and confirm, and then verify the order. Once we have clicked and confirmed, we will get a message and a continue button. That is what we verify to make sure that our order has successfully been placed. This is the logic in the payments page C# file. These are the selectors used. Fill payment details. We have hard coded these values. Click pay and confirm. Verify order and continue. Now we'll try to run this test case. So to summarize, our test case 6, we will first log in. It will take some time to set up and then start the test, and then you can see. As you can see, we have logged in. Then our next test, we move to the products and add the product to cart. As you can see, it automatically hovers over it and adds it to cart. We then verify the cart, then verify the checkout page, enter the payment details, and we saw the confirmation. And that, as you can see, all our test cases are successful, which means that our test ran perfectly. Thank you. And that brings us to the end of our walkthrough. This was our implementation and approach for automation testing of websites using Playwright with C# combined with NUnit and the page object model for better structure and maintainability. If you'd like to discuss automation strategies or need help setting up your own testing frameworks or want to collaborate with us, feel free to reach out. Our email is connect@enableedge.com. Thank you for watching and see you in the next session.